Employer of record, it's like a 3 pieces agreement. So one is specialists who wish to work for a company abroad, another company abroad, and us. So we hire this specialist on behalf of this company, and we pay all funds, contribution, salaries on the company's behalf. And the specialist get hired for Finnish company, so he is treated as hired person here in Finland.
Welcome to WITT. Hi, I'm Megan. I talk with founders, investors, and operators working in tech. My aim is to inspire you with their stories and perspectives. Through this podcast, I want to amplify the voice of women working in tech. If you want to support WITT, then make sure you follow us on your favourite podcasting app. Then you won't miss any future episodes. Today's guest is Yulia, founder and CEO of Nerds Bay, helping international tech talent work and relocate in Finland seamlessly. Let's get started. Hi, Yulia. Welcome to WITT. It's great to have you on the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me, Megan. Nice to be here.
I would love to kick off our conversation with a lightning round. Is that okay?
Okay.
Let's get started. First question. What is your leadership style in one word?
I think humanity.
Humanity. Love it. Second question. Finish the sentence, right? So a great founder is someone who
always try.
Okay, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Are you a coffee or a tea person?
Coffee.
Nice. What's one thing international founders don't really understand about hiring in Finland?
I think that people outside of Finland think that we here have a very high level of the salary, and companies try to hire, let's say in Poland or in Czech Republic or those kind of countries. But I would say that we have very similar situation. So Finland might be a good choice for hiring. We have very nice professionals here.
Nice. Question number 6. If you could invite any 3 women to a dinner, who would they be?
Okay, super interesting. Probably Marie Curie.
Okay.
Then Angela Merkel.
Nice.
Okay, and the last one, Meryl Streep.
Nice. Very, very cool. Question number 7. What are 3 words to describe Finland, the country?
Trust society, beautiful nature and ecology.
Love it.
And calmness.
Nice. A good mix of words, I think. And then question number 8, what is your favorite color?
Okay. If you will check out our website and the wardrobe, you will see a lot of violet.
Love it.
Actually, I don't like
Okay.
it, but by some reason, it's just around me all the time. But yeah, probably white.
Okay. Simple. I like it. Question number 9. What is the hardest part about managing across cultures?
Keeping in mind that we are all different. Everyone needs their space and their ways to do things done.
Yep.
Realizing this thing.
Definitely. I love that. Okay, and then the last question for the lightning round is if you had to describe your entrepreneurial journey in 3 emojis, what would they be and why?
On 3 what?
Emojis.
Some celebration emoji.
Okay. Like a party.
Yeah, then this powerful one.
Yep. Love it.
And
Okay.
Love it. Where to go.
And then any particular reason for those emojis?
I don't really like what happens in my life since I became an entrepreneur. So, and maybe I not that often celebrate my achievements, but I would like to do that more often, even with the smaller things, not with the big one. So that's for celebration. This one is that for me, need to be strong and persistent. And this one is that situation changed so much every here and there. And when you plan something, you prepare something, and then it's just like, okay, we need to start again.
Yeah. So makes sense with the love it. Okay, that was really cool. Thank you so much for answering my lightning round questions. And let's now move on to your journey, right? So I would say that you've tackled a very kind of modern challenge, which is kind of helping people work for Finnish companies without needing to be entrepreneurs, right? So what inspired you to build around the employer of record model?
Good question. So I started NordSpay in 2019 when
Mhm.
the situation on job market been completely different,
Right.
and companies were hungry for IT professionals, and yeah, so companies been competing for the professionals, and
Mhm.
now we have the opposite situation. And for those time, we've been helping people to meet vacancies. And every time when changes happened, COVID, global layoff, like all of that, we've been already built a community of these IT professionals. So, and we've been trying to work on their needs. So we see that they need this, then we are doing that. And if we see for now, we see that employment of record is the best option in
Mhm.
Finland to be hired because the Finnish market is super tough right now.
Yeah. Can you give me, just for anyone that doesn't know what employer of record model is, can you kind of explain it in your own words? Give me your definition.
Okay. Employer of record, it's like a three pieces agreement. So
Mhm.
one is specialists who wish to work for a company abroad, another
Mhm.
company abroad and us. So we hire this specialist on behalf of this company, and we pay all funds, contribution, salaries on the company's behalf. And the specialist get hired for Finnish company, so he is treated as hired person here in Finland.
Mhm.
So basically, this is what we are doing.
Yeah, no, it sounds I've never actually heard of this model until I met you, but it sounds really interesting and it makes sense because in Finland it is a little bit of a problem with getting jobs at the moment, I think. Do you want to talk a little bit more about that, especially in the Finnish job market right now?
I every time hope that it will start growing, and I will
Mhm.
every time thinking that probably this autumn, probably next spring.
Mhm.
But yeah, still it's kind of same. Luckily, there is not so many layoffs right now, but still company do their optimization and people are looking for the job and there is not so many job on the market.
Mm.
And when we add this employment of record model to the an instrument of job search, you have access for the wider market
Yeah.
to be hired nowadays, not only in Finland but also in Europe. You need to apply thoughtfully for 100 vacancies. And if, for example, for myself, I will check out how many vacancies exist for me in Finland.
Mhm.
Probably 15 or something like that. So how
Right.
to make 100 applications and how long it will take.
Yeah, definitely. It's a long process, I would definitely say. But talking about kind of the overall process and the relocation process of moving to Finland, I
Mhm.
believe that you moved to Finland 5 years ago, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so you've kind of personally gone through that process, and as did my family as well. So, how did that kind of first-hand user experience help with building your company?
Of course, it's helped a lot because
Hmm.
I used to work as a project manager, so making instructions, making some information articles,
Hmm.
is something that I can do very professionally. So
Yeah.
I started to collect my experience in some guidance, and I started sharing it with the people. People started joining the community. That's how my community started growing.
Hmm.
So that's about what gave me this experience. But of
Yes,
course,
definitely.
yeah, and it was quite hard, I would say, because it was
Definitely.
a COVID time, and at the very same time, I've been starting my company, and at the very same time, I became a mom. So
Hmm.
all being like, together.
All happening at the same time. Yeah,
And if you can, make it step by step, I will recommend you to do so. But in my situation,
definitely.
I haven't got a choice.
Yeah, definitely. was a little bit of overwhelming, I would say. I was looking at it for my research, and it just seems like so much happening all at the same time, which is just crazy. But we talked a little bit about your community, so can you kind of expand on that for me? What is the audience?
Mhm.
What's the kind of movement? What are you seeing in your community as of today?
So, firstly, our community consists from IT professionals mostly.
Mm-hmm.
But then for now, I would say this is like highly educated people who
Right.
want to move to Finland or who is already in Finland. So there's
Mm-hmm.
like two categories. And when you build in a community, from one side, you are given quite a lot because I've been spending quite a lot of time answering the questions, making some, I don't know, webinars, some talks, some articles. So
Yeah.
it's took quite a lot. But from another side, I've been always receiving support from community. So I've always been feeling that I'm doing
That's
right and I'm doing something that people are really
people
interested
are
in,
enjoying and yeah.
enjoying, probably not enjoying, but thankful for me
Okay,
doing that
good.
because, yeah, relocation is not about enjoyment.
Okay.
And looking for a job is not a hobby. That's give me a huge, power to move forward.
Mm-hmm, definitely. And I believe you've built your community up to 13,000 plus people. Is that correct?
Something like that. And
Yeah.
it's difficult to calculate because we
Mm-hmm.
have different platforms, and
Right.
you can adjust, summarize people because
Yeah.
some of them might be, following us on LinkedIn and following us on
Yeah.
YouTube at the
True,
same.
true. But it is very impressive. That's quite a lot of people you kind of average. But I'd like to get your advice on moving to Finland for the first time. So if you did and you did it over again, what would you do differently? What would you do the same?
Mhm.
What is the advice for that?
Difficult to say because for now, of course, I'm in another situation. I'm already like have a 5 years old daughter, not a newborn one.
Yep.
But I would recommend myself to start learning Finnish early,
Okay.
even if, yeah. So this is, I think, number one.
Okay.
I think number two is, I don't know, maybe to look for more help,
Okay.
to find more people on whom I can rely, for example, and leave a kid for 1 hour to be with me just for
Mm-hmm.
my time. So this is probably was the most complicated period this time.
Definitely. Okay. So that's really good. I always think it's good to get your advice on this sort of stuff because obviously there are not a lot of people moving to Finland, but when you're moving to a new country, it's a whole different kind of experience. It's a really difficult kind of time. Exciting, I could say it's an exciting time as well because it's a new opportunity, but it
Yes.
is, it is difficult.
So one more thing that came to my mind about this relocation,
Mm-hmm.
as I've been like in a very tough time, it was a COVID, so there was almost no networking events
Right.
in
Yeah.
Finland. So I was quite isolated in this time.
Mm-hmm.
So for now, I think that best what you can do is refresh your LinkedIn and go to networking events because you will feel already like a part of.
Definitely. And yeah, as we say in my family, Finland is like a big country club. Everybody knows everybody else. So if you kind of push yourself into that network, you will connect with the rest of Finland. It's not a big country. You can make your way through most of the people.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah,
think that's
probably I will
really
keep this
awesome.
advice just
Yeah,
one,
definitely. Definitely.
number one.
Um, I would love to talk a little bit about your kind of parenthood journey because we've obviously talked a lot about your daughter, and you said this in the prep questions that I gave you. You said that mums can achieve things without giving up on what they love. So I want to ask you, like, what lesson do you hope your daughter kind of learns from watching you work when she's older, obviously?
Yeah, yeah, this is interesting question. And I don't know what lesson she will take, but I hope that she will see that I'm enjoying what I'm doing and I'm doing, like, I spend in quite a lot of time and effort for that. So it's not easy and I need, to work quite a lot. And I hope that she will see that at the same time it might be very joyful.
Yeah. Well, we always hope that, but I think it's just such a nice question because yeah, your daughter is 5, and so she's really seeing your kind of journey through.
Mm.
Well, she will when she's a bit older, when she can kind of remember things. But it's so nice to kind of, what do we hope for that kind of generation, which is really cool. But yeah, let's move into the kind of intersection, because you're at the intersection of obviously being a woman and an immigrant and a founder in Finland. So I want to get your kind of views upon, what do you hope other women or other people in a kind of similar position to you hear from your story or take away from your story?
Probably not to be afraid.
Yeah.
Chase off for your dream. Yeah, don't be afraid and go there where is your interest in. So if you
Definitely.
feel like butterflies in your stomach doing something, you definitely need to continue. Try to find those areas of your work. Try to, you know, pay the most time and attention to these particular actions.
Yeah, what reminds me of what you're saying is this saying, which is like, if you love what you do, you don't work a day, or something like that. So it's like, if you love what you're doing, you're not really working.
That's false.
No? Okay. Really? Okay.
Yes, unfortunately, because I think that it will be nice if you have a 30% of things that you are really love to do and which gives you, like, motivation inside. And the rest of the thing you still need to do that you probably don't love. Because for me, I don't love to work with numbers, for example. And that's why operational directors was the first one whom I've hired. So I don't want to care about that.
Fair enough. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so that's understandable. Not everything that you do you'll love, but that's obvious. Like, we're all humans. It's like, you're not gonna love everything, but majority, like you'd say, like 60%, then it's like not working.
60, it's a good percentage.
I think that's a good amount that you love. But we've now entered the part of the podcast which I like to call the zigzag zone. So I want to know where you're zagging and everyone else is zigging. Now you talked a little bit about like reflecting on what has worked well for you and being generally interested in what you're doing. We talked about this like a few seconds ago. So let's kind of talk about that. What are we genuinely interested in? Obviously not numbers. So what are you interested in?
So as I told, I'm interested in people. I really like, talking to people, seeing how can I help, trying to figure out how we can find their exit from their situation. So this is something that inspires me. And I think that for women, it's a good kind of work. We do love people, basically. Many of us love to do something for people. So this is something. But from another side, for now, I also start enjoying more development of my professionalism. So, for example, this year I decided to do more public speaking.
Ooh.
Yes, this was like in April or in something. I decided that, okay,
Right.
I'd like to make more public speaking.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Because I don't know why, because I didn't like force this idea before.
Exactly.
And since then, I have quite many invitations to speak about employment of record or about my path. And, I try to feel that I probably can share some knowledge with people, not only,
Yeah, definitely. Very cool. And then we're kind of wrapping up now, but now it's story time. So I want to know what happened with you giving your friend a secret present, or in this case, not. How did that kind of happen? Tell me about that.
Okay, but let's start from the small detail that I probably have ADHD. I do not have this diagnosed, but I have a lot of markers
Mm-hmm.
in my life that means that probably some kind of it's effect of my life. So I can
Yeah.
mix time, I can mix place or something like that. And a fun story which happens just recently this spring. I wanted to make a present to my friend, and it should be a secret present because she didn't wanted to make her birthday happen,
Mm-hmm.
birthday celebration. So I decided to pack it beautifully and to bring it to her door, and then she will found out. But the idea was super nice, but I mixed the door. So another another girl
Yeah.
found this present and been probably very happy in the first second, and then she realized that her name is different because there was a beautiful postcard that I signed by my own, and she realized that it's not for her. And then a friend of mine, she need to run to another building and find her present box.
Yeah. Like a little treasure hunt. Yeah. Go find your present. I love it. It's so funny and also so relatable. I think I've done that before. So it's really fun. But that was really cool. Such an interesting story. We're sadly coming to the end of the podcast, but I do have 3 final questions for you. So, first one is imagine it's 2035. What does your life look like? What does your company look like? What's happening?
That's a very nice question, to think over for a couple of hours and maybe got
Mm-hmm.
some ideas. I probably cannot answer it so easily. And looking for all changes that happening in our world right now, you cannot really, rely on your wishes. It probably will be something different.
Of course.
But yeah, I probably the North Bay. I hope it will be like international company, or
Mm-hmm.
probably like it will grow for several markets more. We have quite many employees. And we have many employer of records as well. I don't know if I'm taking huge, like 100% time, like I'm doing right now with this company. Probably I would like to discover some other fields, but
Mm-hmm.
still I will be happy that there's space growing and doing good, and I will be involved.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, great. There's always good things to wish for, I think. But question number 2, how can listeners follow along with your journey?
yeah. So, yeah, I do have a LinkedIn and you can
Mm-hmm.
subscribe there. So, I think it's the best way and the only social media which I'm now leading. I don't lead Instagram or other platforms. So, LinkedIn is number one for me.
Cool. Love it. And then last question, how can listeners be useful to you? So what can they do to help you?
That's a good question. I think it will be nice to connect, and I think it will be nice to share some your stories with me. Probably we can have some Zoom coffee or share some ideas if you do have them.
Yep.
It will be super nice.
Lovely. So that was really great. Thank you so much for being on my podcast. I'm really looking forward to following along with your journey and obviously your company's journey as well. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Megan. It was lovely to be here with you.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. To make sure you don't miss next week's episode, follow us on your favourite podcasting app. Do consider leaving us a review as it helps the podcast tremendously.